Now, when selecting corals, you've got photosynthetic corals, and they're all the corals that like the light. Then as your tank gets full and full, you can then start to see things like caves, where you think, I'd like to put some corals in the caves, and then you might start looking at non-photosynthetic corals. Now, what you need to be aware of if you start with non-photosynthetic corals is that they rely on the nutrients of being fed, because these sorts of corals that are photosynthetic corals are getting most of their energy from the light, and they'll supplement a little bit of energy by being fed. On the other hand, a non-photosynthetic coral is completely relying on being fed. So therefore, you've got to be putting a lot more food into the aquarium in order to feed the non-photosynthetic coral. Now, if you're striving to have super low nutrient levels, and if you are having any issue with that, then adding a non-photosynthetic coral is only going to make it worse. So it is a little bit of a catch-22. So under no circumstance is it that you can't do it, because you absolutely can. It's just that you want to spot feed them. So you want to take the food straight down to the coral, so it's going into the coral and it's not just floating into the tank for all the other corals to eat. And it is a balancing act between putting enough food in to allow your non-photosynthetic corals to thrive and balancing your nitrate and phosphate level and so forth. Because you may very well find that if you start getting lots of non-photosynthetic corals and you're needing to feed it lots, you may then have trouble keeping your nitrate and phosphate down for the rest of the corals. Anyway, if you have any comments on mixing photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic corals, make sure you put a little note in the bottom of this video. If you got nothing to say, just say something stupid.